Sometimes you have to speak a special language to those that don't understand. Desire to be feared, I desire to be loved if that's possible. But most of all, I just want to be respected.
When you hear the name J. Prince, a storm of reactions hits. This soft-spoken rap boss ain't loud, but his name carries serious weight. Some folks salute him for the respect he demands. Others look up to him for how he shows love to the streets and gives back. But let's be real, there's also a whole lot of fear when his name comes up. They don't call him the boogeyman of hip-hop for nothing.
Hip-hop, sometimes you have to speak a special language to those that don't understand a certain language.
That title got stuck to him for a reason, and it ain't just made-up talk. Plenty of rappers have touched on how intimidating he really is. Look at Lil Boosie. He was so shook during an interview, he wouldn't even say J. Prince's name. That silence said everything. And it ain't just the up-and-comers, big names like Jay-Z and Diddy. Word is, they were so nervous about his pull that they supposedly tried getting the feds involved just to slow him down. That's wild. But here's where the twist comes in. Even though the streets are full of chilling tales, there are folks out here saying it's all just smoke and mirrors. Some are out here calling cap on the whole tough guy image, saying he's not really built like that, straight up accusing others of playing make-believe. So what's the truth? Is J. Prince really that behind-the-scenes boss that hip-hop's scared to cross? Or is it just stories blown way out of proportion? Let's dig in. Because in every game, there's always somebody working in the shadows, calling shots and shaping the whole scene to their liking. These real power movers, they don't brag, they don't post, and they definitely don't chase clout. They move in silence, earning respect with their actions, not their mouths. You either get on their good side or you end up regretting it.
The way he know how to handle business, I know how to handle the same business. Yeah. So we are wolves. He was raised by wolves and I was raised by that one. That is my reason for being able to leave my grandmother's house and sit in front of you in Los Angeles, California.
Because crossing that invisible line, yeah, it comes with consequences. In hip-hop, only a handful of names hold that quiet authority, and one of the biggest is James Prince, aka J. Prince. As the brain behind Rap-A-Lot Records, J. Prince wasn't just signing artists, he was creating legacies. He helped bring up heavyweights like the Geto Boys, UGK, Zero, and Do or Die. Over time, he didn't just rep Houston, he became Houston. But don't expect flashy suits and loud speeches.
Respect me as a person, I'm gonna respect you. And if you don't give that respect, then it's important that you learn the next time to give that respect.
Nah, J. Prince stays smooth, calm, and always in control. The type to drop a whisper and have the whole room freeze. Don't get it twisted though. That calm tone, that's just the surface. Underneath it all, he's one of the most respected, and let's be honest, feared figures in the game. And while J. Prince likes to downplay the hype, brushing off all the big talk like it's nothing, the people around him, oh, they speak loud and clear. Look at Scarface from the Geto Boys. He ain't shy about giving props. Talking about J. Prince, he once said, "A lot of mother fears wanted to be like Mike growing up, but I wanted to be like Jay. He was raised by wolves, and I was raised by that wolf." That right there tells you everything.
Someone left that meeting talking about our movement. And, unfortunately, the feds hit all of us at the same time, which I don't think was a coincidence.
So when the wolf goes out and feeds his pack meat, being raised by that same wolf, when I eat, it's my duty to feed mine. That's how Scarface put it, and you can feel the weight behind those words. At just 16, he was soaking up game from J. Prince, watching him handle business like a boss. Now, he carries that same playbook. That's how he went from his grandma's house to sitting in LA speaking his truth with confidence. That's the level of loyalty J. Prince commands. It's deep. It's not just respect, it's ride or die energy that sticks for life. Even though Rap-A-Lot's prime is in the rear view, J. Prince's influence is still loud in the streets. He's teamed up with his sons, J. Prince Jr. and Jazz Prince, to keep the family name sharp in the game.
Steve Francis saying, and it shall be returned to him. Told him Steve Francis is a friend of mine. You know what I mean? And I wanted to let that be known. This is a friend of mine, so, you know, give him back what was taken from him.
Whether you're just starting out or already sitting at the top, you're never too far from J. Prince's radar. Take the chaos Tekashi 6991 brought to the scene. He was wildin', running his mouth, stirring drama, getting headlines for all the wrong reasons. But guess what? It only took one call from the Prince sons, and Tekashi got shut down quick. Kicked out of a Houston club and dropped from the South by Southwest lineup. All because he didn't check in with the Prince family. Then when 6ix99 flipped and turned informant during his court drama, J. Prince didn't raise his voice or throw shade online. Nah, he dropped a cold, calm statement that cut deep. No yelling, no threats. Just that classic J. Prince tone. Smooth, direct, and enough to make everybody stop and listen. Now picture this, somebody trying to cross the Rap-A-Lot family? J. Prince ain't letting that slide. During the whole Tekashi 6ix99 circus, Prince spoke out in his signature cold-blooded style. Election day has come and now I'm hearing lies. He's telling under oath about robbing me or representatives of Rap-A-Lot. If him or any of those clowns had tried to rob me or anyone from the Rap-A-Lot family, bad news would have beat them home. That line right there, chilling. He followed it up with a warning that hit hard. Let this be a lesson to those who know better. Do better. J. Prince made it crystal clear. This wasn't about checking in or street politics. He said plain and simple, there was never a question in my mind that this kid, Aki 6ix99, wasn't rap material. That's why my sons didn't let him into their party. Period.
They is connected. Like you get him, you know what I mean, with the Chicago, you know what I mean, with the, you know what I mean, the Chicago connection, you know what I mean, with the big homie in Chicago.
But behind that untouchable image, there's pain too. Some say that aura of power and fear might be exactly why the Prince family became a target. On June 1st, 2021, J. Prince dropped a heartbreaking post on Instagram. His nephew had been shot in the heart inside his own garage. According to Prince, it was a group of renegade young punks with no code, no morals. He was furious. You could feel the rage between the lines. He called them clowns with no principles. A rare moment where the world saw the human side of a man usually seen as invincible. For someone like J. Prince, who's known for handling problems the street way, this time was different. Instead of responding the way most expected, he hit social media using his voice to send a warning. Not just to the ones responsible, but to the whole city. He didn't just want justice, he called on the real ones across Houston to unite and clean house. In his words, it was time to deal with the bad apples rotting the city from the inside. J. Prince ended that emotional Instagram post with a bone-chilling line, wishing instant karma on anyone who purposely harms innocent people.
I don't believe J. Prince is a professional anything. He's a CEO of a rap label, so he's a professional entertainer. I think that's where y'all get it twisted. Y'all think in the entertainment business are real gangsters. If you know their name in the entertainment world, there's no way they're no gangster. Why don't mob ties have any RICO charges like every other gang in mafia? Because they're not a real mob. They're really pretending.
Reap what you sow. That's all he wrote. But that cryptic vibe, it had everybody talking. The streets lit up with whispers. Was J. Prince planning to handle this his way? With his history, it didn't sound too far off. Folks started wondering if moves had already been made to settle the score. And honestly, when you consider the legend J. Prince is, no one would have been surprised. But here's the thing, this wasn't the first time he's spoken up about the chaos in hip-hop and the rising violence in the streets. He's been pushing back against the reckless glorification of that lifestyle for years. Back in 2020, he warned people not to treat this gangster image like a joke. He told the Jasmine brand, "It ain't no game. It's really not a game. But if you choose to play it, then understand the consequences that go along with it."
Puffy told, but Jay-Z, I didn't know about that. So Jay-Z, he told too?
Said that years ago.
And prepare yourself for the consequences. That message hit hard. Too many out here talk like they're built for the streets. But when real life pulls up, they fold. Jay Prince has always drawn that line between talk and truth. His rep in the music world ain't just built on clout. It's based on stepping in when stuff goes sideways. Remember when YBN Almighty Jay got jumped and robbed in New York? Jay Prince didn't just post about it. He made calls and got that chain back. Just like that. Or how he smoothed over major beefs at the top of the game before they exploded into something way worse. But 2021 brought a new kind of spotlight when Jay Prince stepped up once again, this time involving one of the biggest names in the world, Drake. As a longtime affiliate of Rap-A-Lot Records, Drake's always had Jay Prince watching his back. And here's a twist. Jazz Prince, Jay's son, is actually the one who discovered Drake in the first place. Over the years, Jay Prince has been more than just an industry OG. He's acted like a personal shield for Drake. Anytime drama sparked around the Canadian superstar, Jay Prince was right there, making sure things didn't spiral. One of the wildest moments? When whispers started floating that Diddy had slapped Drake during a heated exchange. Most folks would have let it slide or let the beef play out, but not Jay Prince. He stepped in fast, calling it a courtesy call. But it wasn't just a friendly check-in, it was a warning wrapped in calm menace. In a recorded message, Jay Prince didn't hold back. "Whoa, sit down. These fools are awakening a sleeping giant. Drake, his family, and the weak stuff from Puffy and Sooj, that's on my radar. First of all, Puffy feeling like he can put hands on my family, that opens the door for his family to be touched. You reap what you sow." That message had people shook, and it raised a big question. Why would someone with power like Diddy even blink at Jay Prince's words? UGK legend Bun B broke it down crystal clear.
"I wish immediate karma to all that intentionally innocent people. Reap what you sow."
I think a lot of people look at it as he's threatening people and this and that, but it's just statements, Bun said. If you're wrong, make the situation right. He added that folks expect violence, but in reality, most people involved know to fix the problem before it goes there. Then, in 2021, Jay Prince pulled off the unthinkable, squashing the long-standing tension between Drake and Kanye West. That beef had been cooking for years, full of jabs and bad blood. But in one powerful moment, it all shifted. There stood Kanye, usually the loudest one in the room, suddenly quiet and looking almost humble, standing next to Jay Prince. And right there, with Jay Prince as the middleman, Kanye reached out to Drake, offering peace. It was a flex no one saw coming. To some, it was obvious. Kanye didn't just squash beef out of the kindness of his heart. Jay Prince's presence.
"I gonna lip wrestle with you, but if any of you clowns cross me or my family, bad news, gonna beat you home."
Yeah, that played a big role. Even Joe Budden and others hinted that Ye's apology might have come with a little pressure behind it. And honestly, knowing Jay Prince's history, that theory don't sound too crazy. But his power goes way beyond public drama. Jay Prince has moved behind the scenes in ways that make people raise their eyebrows real high. Like when NBA YoungBoy's mansion got broken into and his stuff was stolen. Jay Prince popped up, offering help to recover the goods. Sounds like a solid gesture, right? Not to everyone. Some fans felt something was off. Whispers started flying, suggesting his help wasn't all that selfless. One person even said, that felt like attempted extortion. Him and YoungBoy had a little tension, then boom, he's offering help. It had folks wondering what was really going on behind the scenes.
This is Jay and Jay Prince. I'm making this video to address the ongoing back and forth between myself and Drake. Both me and Drake have taken shots at each other, and it's time to put it to rest.
Then there's the situation with Megan Thee Stallion. When she was trying to break free from her deal with 1501 Records, things got messy. Fast. Carl Crawford, the head of the label, was accused of bringing in Jay Prince to back him up. Court docs even claimed intimidation tactics were being used. One comment from Jay Prince during that time was even taken as a threat.
not saying a word, told me all I needed to know about this appearance and what it is and what it meant. And the Prince is there with his hands folded, not even making sure that you reading the right stuff. There ain't a worry in the
Just
world.
me standing
You might as
here
well go make some coffee.
It had people thinking this was deeper than a simple contract dispute. Now, whether every story about Jay Prince is 100% true or not, one thing's for sure, his track record don't lie. He's not just a legend in music, his influence spills way beyond the charts. And get this, even when the DEA came for him and the Geto Boys back in the day, things flipped. The lead federal agent on the case, he ended up getting indicted himself. That kind of outcome doesn't just happen. It shows one thing loud and clear. Messing with Jay Prince can backfire in ways you never see coming. If that don't prove how untouchable Jay Prince is, nothing will. The man's been right in the middle of some of the biggest feuds in hip-hop, and time after time, he doesn't just watch the storm. He calms it.
Little homie, young boy, place got broke into. I got a call about it. And the little homies that went into this place want to make that right. I got your keys to your McLaren, all that they took, all good, waiting on you.
From squashing beef between T.I. and Lil Flip, to pulling Drake back from clapping back at Pusha T during the whole story of Adidon mess, Jay Prince doesn't just react, he redirects. He's got the rare ability to shift the whole narrative and steer things how he sees fit. And one of the wildest behind-the-scenes stories? The rumor that he shut down what could have been a deadly showdown between Pimp C and Master P. Back then, tensions were high. Real high. The two Southern rap giants were at odds over business deals that had turned sour, and it wasn't just talk. It was about to get dangerous. But for Jay Prince, this wasn't just about business. It was personal. He respected Pimp C heavy, and even though he never signed him, he felt the bond was real. In his own words, Jay Prince explained how he moved. A bond was made, and even though I couldn't sign him, I extended my hand to be there for him because they was from the South. When things got heated, Jay Prince didn't fan the flames. He stepped in with purpose. He broke it down. Master P wanted to be respected, and Pimp C wanted to be respected. To get both parties on one accord with the subject of respect, that was the solution. I had to kind of make him listen to me. Jay Prince made it clear, he's not about stirring drama. He's the kind of man who can walk into chaos and convince two giants to stand down. I inspired Pimp C to know that I was that type of person who could only motivate a man, not pour gas on a situation, but to try and diffuse it.
Felt it was odd. Him and Youngboy got into it for a quick second. And from that situation, that was an attempt at extortion.
That right there, that's next level power. This wasn't some one-time flex. Jay Prince has made a habit out of stepping in and shutting down conflicts before they turn deadly. There's even word that he once crushed a major plot just as smoothly as he handles everything else. Calm, calculated, and without breaking a sweat. Most people would crack under the weight of handling that kind of pressure. But not Jay Prince. He keeps it moving, keeps building, and keeps winning. His legacy ain't just in street cred, it's in his lifestyle. Man owns a private island. That alone says everything about how sharp his business game is. He's not just respected, he's successful, period. Now folks in his inner circle praise how far he's willing to go to protect his name and empire. But others? They say he's just as quick to lay down the law inside his own camp if that's what it takes to keep control.
Came to the beef, I definitely felt I needed to step in. Master P wanted to be respected, and Pimp C wanted to be respected.
Former Rap-A-Lot Sonny Yuckmuth spoke on that during a sit-down with Vlad TV. He made it real clear. Jay Prince's name still carries serious weight out here. Yuckmuth didn't sugarcoat anything. He said that back in the day, if an artist got out of line, it wasn't just a warning, they were handled, physically. That comment alone sparked all kinds of speculation. What really went down? Nobody's saying much, but the silence just adds to the mystique. Yuck also pointed out that Jay Prince's influence goes way beyond the booth. He's tapped in with high-powered players across different industries. People in rooms the average person never even sees. That deep web of connections, that's part of what makes him untouchable. Too many powerful people respect and protect Jay Prince to let anything bad happen to him. For years, being connected to Jay Prince was like having an invisible shield. You were covered. No one dared touch you. But now, that image has been tested, especially when it comes to Jay Prince Jr. and how the younger Prince generation moves. And people are starting to ask, is that same shield still there, or is it starting to crack? The younger prince's attempts to carry their father's legacy haven't just been met with criticism. They've brought serious heat and heartbreaking consequences. The most devastating? The tragic death of Takeoff.
Junior, Jazz, they lived a good life. They ain't come up with that in that daddy was around, bro. And they pop in this persona. This, but ain't damn one of them like that.
After the incident, Jay Prince released a statement that hit heavy, somber, sharp, and cold as ice. And he didn't sugarcoat anything. I consider myself a man that's quick to listen and slow to speak, Jay Prince said. Therefore, to whomever is responsible for putting that bullet in my little nephew's head, let it be known that you can't hide behind me, beside me, or anywhere near me. Because I don't tolerate dumb stuff. I speak these words not knowing whose bullet is responsible for his death. He drew the line. Family or not, nobody was safe from accountability. But even with those words, the backlash came fast and hard. A floral memorial organized by the Prince family got blasted by fans and media alike. People said it looked more like a photo op than a real tribute to Takeoff. Instead of healing wounds, it stirred up more anger. Then things got worse. Reports started swirling that the prime suspect in the shooting might have been tied to Jay Prince Jr.'s circle. That's when the critics really came out swinging. People started saying the tragedy could have been avoided if Jay Prince Jr. and his brothers weren't out here clout chasing, trying to act like street legends off their dad's name. Industry voices, including Whack 100, didn't hold back. He straight up accused the younger princes of reckless wannabe behavior, saying they weren't built like their father and that their actions put a stain on the whole Prince legacy. For a family that built its empire on control, respect, and calculated moves, this moment shook everything. The streets started asking, did the next generation fumble the very name that once made them untouchable? Down in Atlanta, even respected OGs had something to say, warning rappers to stop checking in with Jay Prince Jr. when they land in Houston. The message was loud and clear. That old school street tradition rooted in gang culture, it just ain't worth it anymore. Instead, the OGs advised artists to keep it smart and pay for real security.
I can't explain what happened at Rap a Lot, but you heard a lot. You heard a lot, like artist-wise. Artists was getting f***ed up. I ain't gonna name what artists, but they was getting f***ed up.
Okay. Don't let these fake OGs from other cities tell you you're good or that they've got a car waiting, one of them said. That's a lie. And people listened, because the trust that once surrounded the Prince family is now under a serious spotlight. But the controversy didn't stop there. An interview dropped featuring Jay Prince and his sons discussing the Takeoff tragedy. And instead of calming things down, it lit everything back up. Some of their comments were seen as throwing shade or even threatening another Migos member. And fans were not having it. The internet exploded with criticism, calling the family out for being cold and tone deaf. For Jay Prince himself, it's been a turning point. He's still respected, still powerful. But now there's a crack in the image. His sons, trying so hard to mirror the fear and loyalty their father commands, are making moves that feel sloppy, even dangerous. What was once a solid legacy is now getting dragged through controversy after controversy. And that's where we leave it, for now. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share this video if you found it eye-opening. Let us know your thoughts below. Has the Prince legacy been tainted? Or is it just the growing pains of the next generation? Either way, we'll be watching. See you on the next one.